Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Husnul Izzati binti Hassan, and today I will present about the introduction of pressure group and strategy used by pressure group to attract policymaker. Introduction. Pressure group based on Cambridge Dictionary is a group of people who work together to influence what other people think about particular subject in order to achieve the things they want. Pressure group is one of the important elements of democracy. Pressure groups aims to promote special interests and to influence the decision of those who have authority. Pressure group is also known as interest group. Both of these are actually identical and they are used in political science. In Malaysia, pressure group will take part at national and also state levels. Pressure group only influence government. They are not taking power themselves. Pressure group always focus on one issue or few issues and they did not accountable for the policies. Pressure groups shows that many people that have different cultures, beliefs and religion could communicate and work together.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ainur Afifah binti Ramlan and I would like to talk about types of pressure group. Elman and Powell, there is 4 types of pressure group. The types of pressure groups are associational pressure group, non-associational pressure group, institutional pressure group, and anomic pressure group. For associational pressure group, these types function in a formal way because we can see when they use effective procedure for pursuing their interests. These types of pressure group have few functions in politics and social. It was including business, industrial and trade associations, labor unions, and professional associations. Nowadays, number of associational pressure group getting bigger in every country. They are being active participants in political process to achieve their limited goals. They also play an effective role in changing public policies such as in aspect health issue. Different from associational pressure group, non-associational pressure group function informally. These are the family affinity and lineage groups and cultural and regional that speaks about interests based on person, family and religious head also reflect largely unvoiced all the above. From what I refer to, there is a lot of example for non-associational pressure group. The best example for this non-associational pressure group are unemployed individuals, members of particular groups, or normative group of all non-smokers. All these groups are present in every society. Sometimes they can form a temporary organization to prepare and organize political activity in an informal behavior with regards to a specific matters. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Shahmina binti Abdul Jalil. I will explain my point, which is institutional pressure group. Institutional pressure group are organized for either purpose, but deal in politics to advance the interests of their institutions. When those objectives are implemented, then what they want will be achieved. These groups are usually organized and consist of people who work professionally. An example of a group of institutions could be the West Bengal Public Service Association. The next point is anomic pressure group. Anomic pressure group consists of people whose claim not properly classified or states and result in such claim not being able to be stated. When an organization with a company or group does not exist. This is a group that has an analogy with individual cells representation. For example, the largest and main political opposition party in Malaysia is UMNO, affirming the aspirations of Malay nationalists and the concept of Malay supremacy. The parties protect the Malay culture as the national culture, retain and expand Islam throughout Malaysia.
As mentioned before, pressure groups are a group of people that influence public policy. They are using direct, or indirect method to form public opinion. There are many strategies used by pressure group to affect the government. One of the strategies used by pressure group to attract policymakers is lobbying, which is it done by people called lobbyists. Pressure groups want their idea on the current issue being accepted by the government, and they influence the members of legislature to pass a law that can help them represent what they want. Logically, the members of legislature will likely listen to large, well-organized group rather than only hear from an individual. They are more concerned to well-organized group. Next, some of lobbyist rules is they must know and understand how the governments work. They also must know which department of government they should contact. This is to ease the way for the lobbyists to influence the government. Pressure groups attempt to control the government and the members of legislature to gain support for their position, and also to gain support to implement their plan on certain issues that have happened. To gain all of this, the pressure group can direct contact with the government officials. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hani Zafir binti Osman, and I will continue on approaching administration. Pressure group have become a very significant part of administrative structure. This group aim to pressure a country's administrative and political system either to ensure the enforcement of their interests or to see that their interests are not at least related to the background. Without taking their point of view into account, no device can work efficiently. In order to influence political decision, advocacy organizations should establish relation with political parties. This is the best done when the party is opposite party. As a party in the government, it will be hampered by time constraint and policy information sent to top down, not bottom up. However, when a party opposes, it will be more receptive to various ideas to expand its support and formulate new policy. The funding of election is another way for organization to establish relations with political party. The 2004 re-election campaign of George W. Bush in the United States was really costly in American history and was financed largely by multinational companies and corporate interests served by the Bush administration.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurhanisa Husna binti Muhammad Narsani. I am from AA1103F. The next strategy used by pressure groups to attract policymakers is by approaching judiciary. The judiciary in Malaysia has long since established under the Federation of Malays Agreement 1948, which the Supreme Court has been established and consists of the High Court and Court of Appeal. To approach the judiciary, there are efficient ways that can be used to attract policymakers, which is to take note and also understand the strategy core used by our country's judiciary. The first strategy, thrust, is to implement human resource management, security, services and finance to uphold the Malaysian judiciary. There are 6 strategies that have been identified as capable of realizing the state targets. The second strategic thrust is to empower the administration and delivery of justice to uphold the Malaysian judiciary as an upholder of justice and the rule of law. There are 5 strategies that have also been identified which are able to achieve this strategic thrust. Among the forms of this demonstration are rallies and parades. One of the demonstrations in Malaysia is the Pertubuhan Pribumi Perkasa Malaysia, which is Perkasa. Perkasa was established by Datuk Paduka Dr. Ibrahim Ali. After the fall of the Barisan Nasional or BN government and also UMNO in the election, Datuk Dr. Ibrahim Ali finally established the party Bumi Putra Perkasa Malaysia, which is Putra, where the new party is based on the original constitution so that UMNO used as an alternative to the Malays. Datuk Dr. Ibrahim Ali, who is also the former president of Perkasa, stated that this decision was made because he was urged by various parties who are less satisfied with the current affairs of the country.
Riots. The other strategies that pressure group use to attract policymakers is by riot. Riot is a violent protest or a disturbance or chaos made by unruly mob. Pressure groups express their concern and resistance to government policies and to compel the government to change the policy in response. Riot may be accomplished by words and acts. Some form of riot are individual marks, mass protests, gathering, boycotts, matches, and others. The rally 2.0 The Bersih 2.0 rally is actually an example of rioting. On 9 July 2011, the Bersih 2.0 rally is held in Malaysia, sponsored by the opposition group Pakatan Rakyat to push the Malaysian Election Commission to make it a fair and free election in Malaysia. The concept of direct group action derived from the idea that conventional methods of influencing government policy are flawed, and that as the captive media attention, more direct demonstration act of civil disobedience and illegal act and violence which provide the best chance of group success.
The era of pressure group began to rise in democratic people in few back years as outcomes of variety factors. This is to continue the concord and unity of their members. They also want to influence the legislation and decision-making progression through this dealing. Consequently, it is very indispensable for the government to refer to this pressure group at the time of policy preparation and enactment.